Now we are moving on into one of the most important topics of Java, or most important features of Java, which is an abstract class. So what is an abstract class? So an abstract class is basically a class that would have abstract methods. So what is abstract methods? So abstract methods are methods that don't have any body. So they don't have anything. You cannot create any objects of an abstract class. You can never create objects of an abstract class. Okay, so where do we need to use this abstract class? So abstract classes are basically used in almost all cases, and if you think about it, whenever, let's say, you are a project leader and under you there are 4 people working, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, and you as the project leader want the code to be very modular. You want different parts of the code to be written by different people. So what you do is you define an abstract class. You define your own abstract class that would have different abstract methods, and each one of the members in your team would extend this abstract class, same as a superclass concept. It extends an abstract class, and all of them would have to implement or override that method of yours. So let's say you have written a method called stop, which is an abstract method, and you want each one of your team members to override this method and write it on their own, but you want them to have this method definitely. You don't want them to shove everything into the main method. You want the code to be modular. That's why you have created this abstract method, and you want all of your team members to override this method. Okay, so what the book says is that sometimes you will want to create a superclass that is only defines a generalized form that will be shared by all the subclasses, leaving it to the subclasses to fill in the details. So this is the main format of an abstract class. So you would write abstract. This is the main format of an abstract method. So you write abstract, then the type, so the return type, and the name, and then the parameters. As you can see, there is no body present. So abstract class or methods do not have any body. And any class that contains one or more abstract methods must also be declared abstract. And you can never create any objects of an abstract class. That is, an abstract class cannot be directly instantiated with the new operator. Okay, so let's just look into an example to better understand how it works. So we have a class which is an abstract class, and it has an abstract method. So as the book says, and I said before, all abstract methods should be within an abstract class, so which we can see right here. And an abstract class will definitely have an abstract method. However, it can still have concrete methods, meaning normal methods that we usually write. So abstract class has abstract methods, and it would have concrete methods. So here we can see that class A, which is an abstract class, has an abstract method and a concrete method, which is call me to. Now class B extends class A. The abstract class is similar to how we work with superclasses and extend superclasses. So here, as we are extending an abstract class, we have to override this method, and which we are doing here. So void call me, and B is implementation of call me. And whenever you are creating a new object of B, so B dot call me is printing out this, and B dot call me to is printing out the method of its parent, which is this is a concrete method. So one more important thing that you have to understand is, although abstract classes cannot be used to instantiate object, they can be used to create object references, because Java's approach to runtime polymorphism is implemented through the use of superclass references. Okay, so let's just look into it. So we have an abstract class which is called figure, which has like two variables and a constructor and an abstract method which is area. Now we are creating another class which is called rectangle, which extends this abstract class figure. So if you remember from the previous videos or from the book, that whenever we are extending to a superclass, extending from a superclass, we have to, if it doesn't have any default constructor, we have to pass on the parameters using the super keyword, which we are doing here. Now as we are extending an abstract class, we definitely have to override the area method, which we did here, and similarly triangle extends figure, and we are overriding this here. Now figure f equals to new figure, this is invalid because, as we said before, abstract classes cannot have any objects. Okay, so rectangle R, triangle T, everything is okay now. So figure f, this is okay, we are not creating any objects of it because we are not writing new figure something, so this wouldn't have been valid anyways. Now we can put figure f equals to R, and whenever we are doing that, it's basically saying that you run r dot area, and this would go up to the rectangle class and run this method, the overridden one. Similarly for T, we would also see the same thing, and it would print the overridden method. And finally we talk about the final keyword. See, pun intended. Anyway, so the final keyword is basically of three types. The first one is final as a variable. So we can name a variable final, let's say int pi equals to 3.1416. so this is like a constant value, right? We do not want the user or any other programmers to who are inheriting our class to change this. That's why we use the final keyword. What the final keyword does is it makes that variable constant. You can never change that value. Okay, now we can make a method final. So it does the same thing again. So if you say a method is final, let's say void and method a, and we write some code in here. So whenever we are like making a method final and we are extending a superclass that has this method, we cannot override this method. We can never say, let's say method a and put some new code inside of it. This is not possible. So final is making sure that this code is never overridden. And the final one is we can make a class final. So what it does is basically it ensures that no one inherits that class. This is the main use of final in terms of classes. And you can completely understand that a method or a class cannot be both final and abstract, because an abstract class would have abstract methods which we definitely need to override, whereas final methods are methods that we cannot override. So those would be completely opposite of one another, so that is not possible, which we can see from here. So final class A and class B tries to extend from class A, but this is not possible as this class A is a final class. So hope you guys did understood the video and understood the concepts of abstract classes and final. And if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to comment down below, and please do subscribe, and we'll come back with more videos on different important topics of OOP using Java. Thank you.